All right, guys, for the last of our videos, I will be making fried rice. So, fried rice is a beautiful dish. You can add whatever ingredients you have in your fridge, and then all you need is rice. Just make sure that the rice is day old. So, what I mean is you cook it and then keep it in the fridge for a day. The reason for that is going to allow it to separate into different pieces of rice so it doesn't become like a cakey mess. So, get the rice cooked early, and then the next day we'll cook it. And how do we cook it? Here we go. Okay, so first you need a big pan. You want it big enough to fit all your rice and a little bit bigger because this is a stir fry, so we want to have a lot of surface area. So we got the cooked rice already. We have onions, which is the only vegetable I'm using, some soy sauce, and once again, and I'm also using some corn. So with my recipe, you can use whatever ingredients you want as long as you got rice and soy sauce. So you need a decent amount of oil to cook everything up. So I'm getting that heated up, and then I'm just going to add my onions. You could add garlic, you could add scallions, you could add peas, carrots, whatever you want in this step. My wife likes it pretty plain, so I'm just doing some rice. Sorry, that is not rice. This is onions, but you know what I mean. Okay, we're good. So just stir it around, get it all cooked nice and sizzly. And like I said, this is a stir fry, so it's a high heat with a decent amount of oil, and we're just going to try to stir it as much as possible. I'm adding Old Bay because, we're in Maryland. Why not? And it's like one of the few spices I have in my house. And then I'm also adding some garlic salt, my wife's favorite seasoning. We're just going to mix it together until it becomes translucent. After it becomes translucent, we are going to start to add the corn. The corn doesn't really need cooked too much, so we're just putting it in there so it gets warm. I like adding it here so it gets a little bit of the flavor of all the oil and onions mixed into it. So I just use canned corn, but you can use fresh corn, whatever you have. I was just kind of cleaning out my fridge, which is what this recipe is perfect for. Now you're going to add the rice. Try to break it up as much as possible so it's in small pieces when you mix it, and stir it as you add it. Don't add it all at once and try to stir it because that's going to be too hard. And break down the little clumps so that the rice is completely coated in the oil. It is fried rice, which means it needs to have the oil on it. I'm adding some more Old Bay and some other seasonings to it as well. And I'm just continually breaking down the rice and mixing it. Now the soy sauce, just going to add a glove in. It's about a quarter cup here, but it's to taste. And you're mixing it, and that's going to give it that nice color. Now, normally you would add eggs to this. My wife does not like eggs, but this would be a time what you do is you move the ingredients to the side and just cook the egg in the pan next to the rice and then mix it all together later. You could also add some ham or some chicken or whatever you want into this at this step. But all we're doing now is just mixing it, getting everything coated, making sure we have enough soy sauce. If not, we can always add more. And that's essentially the whole recipe. Not too much to do, but it is a tasty dish and something to use your rice with. If you have a bunch of leftover rice, like let's say you went to a Chinese restaurant and had some leftover rice, you could do that. So just mixing it, tasting it, checking it to see if it's good and delicious, and I think we're all set. So this is the last recipe we'll be making this year. I hope you enjoyed. Miss you guys. Stay safe. Have fun.